Hey guys, so if you don't know about earthing, grounding, you're missing out on maybe potentially healing your physical pain, inflammation. There's so much that earthing can do for you. If you get an earthing sheet, because there are earthing grounding products such as the earthing sheets, the mats, bands, patches, and even footwear. So you can actually wear footwear. They've got footwear now where you can, just have a look at these. You can be grounded even while, with your footwear on. So look at those, they're pretty awesome. Highly conductive footwear that grounds the wearer in comfort and style. Full surface conductivity, which is pretty amazing. When I first started the earthing, there was none of this, so the people that find out about this now, if you're just finding out about this, you're lucky, because if I wanted to earth, and pretty much there were no earthing sheets or anything, because I sort of found out this, I don't know, must have been at least 5 years ago. There were no earthing sheets, certainly no shoes, so guys, there's really no, unless of course you can't afford it, really no reason not to be earthed now, because obviously with the earthing sheets and that, you're not sleeping outside. You can be earthed inside. Now there's quite a lot of people that'll tell you about earthing. There's a lot of doctors are into it. I'll show you this. If you've got the time, go and watch this documentary. It's called The Grounded. That will tell you about this guy here, Clinton Ober. He's the one who sort of, discovered earthing in modern time anyway. And he has got a book out called Earthing, the greatest health discovery ever, with a question mark. And I think it is probably one of the top health discoveries that can do so much for you. In that documentary, he sort of goes, it's an autobiographical sort of documentary where he tells you how he came across it, how he started healing a lot of people with it, etc. Now, this guy here, so many doctors, all you have to do is, this guy, Dr. Thomas Barnes, grounding for pain, inflammation, and stress reduction. We've got one doctor, his YouTube videos are pretty much all about, all the videos are about earthing or grounding. Laura Conover, so if you want to go and watch her videos, I can't say enough about it. I'll be sleeping on a earthing sheet for the rest of my life, definitely. For anybody who's always had trouble sleeping, etc., and you want to do something that's natural, you don't want to rely on sleeping pills, etc. I would definitely, it'd be one of the first things I'd look into, just no doubt about it. But if you need a earthing or grounding sheets, a mat, let's have a look at the mat, because with the mat you can put it under your keyboard, you can put it under your feet, and you can be earthed. Now you might say to yourself, how do you be earthed when you're inside? Well, let's have a look. So there you go, look, see? I think that one there, I mean, obviously in the winter, you might not be able to have, but I tell you what, yeah, you can get grounding socks too. So I've actually had some of those before, and they work. Sort of thin. The ones I had were sort of thin. I forget what they were made of now, but I think they usually got silver enmeshed in them. That one there would probably be easier, I would say, because your arms, just roll up your sleeves and you'll be touching that mat. So it's pretty amazing, you know, what's available these days. See, I didn't even know that you can get an earthing yoga and fitness mat. That's amazing. That's good. And then you've got you've got the various plugs, you've got testers. So anyway, what I was saying is, yeah, see, they're saying there's a lot of counterfeits in that because it's become so popular. But what I was saying is, how are you earthed inside? Well, there's basically two ways. I'll show you the sisters. There's two ways you can be earthed inside that I know of. There might be more ways, but you know how your socket, you know, that your plugs into. It's usually got 3 points. It's got a earth, a neutral, and a positive. Well, you buy a plug. I'll show you. It's socket tester, so that tests to make sure your socket has actually got an earth in it, because I think it was in the very old houses, some of them were not actually earthed. Conductivity tester. There's the book there I was talking about. The most important house discovery ever. Ah, that's interesting. I thought it was a question mark, but it's actually exclamation mark. But I agree with it anyway. And it's all in different languages. There's the documentary there. This captivating documentary follows a National Geographic filmmaker who finds relief from pain and aches using the earth as a healing conduit. Of free electrons. Now, your body is your body needs electrons because of, you know, the state of you know, just our environment, you know, rips the free radicals away. One thing I know that rips, like water, water comes through straight pipes, and when it comes through the pipes, the pipes rip off electrons in the water. Here's the cord. So you can either stick these into sockets in the wall, or this, you know, this sockets that you get. I'll show them soon. Or you can stick this rod in the ground, put it out your window, and stick it in the ground. I personally prefer the rod in the ground. I think they've actually done studies, and the rod in the ground tends to be more, how would you put it, potent. So there you go. See how only the earth is exposed, and the neutral and the positive blocked off. So there you go. Now, but obviously, if you spend a lot of time, up in a high-rise building, and you know, 30 buildings up, you can't. Well, if you're very, very, very keen, you might better, but you can't stick a wire 30 stories down or whatever. So realistically, you get one of these and just plug it into earth, and the plug in the wall, and it's pretty much the same. So there you go. I'll leave links below to all this. You know, I would probably go for the, you know, I'm not just saying this, I would go for the earthing sheets probably before I go for the grounding footwear, simply because most people spend 8 hours in bed every night, whereas footwear, even if you're walking, you might be on some like asphalt is not conductive. Most roads are not conductive. Concrete is, because it's natural. So if you wear the grounding footwear on concrete, yes, you will be earth grounded. So say in your garage or your footpaths, you should be grounded there. But just to de-stress, to get a good night's sleep, you know why? I mean, it's a perfect time to, because what the earthing does, it reduces, if not actually gets rid of inflammation altogether. But if not altogether, it will definitely lower all inflammation substantially. Ever since I've been earthing, I pretty much haven't had any aches and pains inflammation wise. Today I definitely don't have any inflammation. I was actually you know, I've worked outside for the last, in all sorts of weather, in rain, thunder, lightning, everything, for the last 18 years, and I have no arthritis whatsoever. And a lot of days we had to continue working like 8 hours with wet clothes on, you know. So there you go. That's covered it. But yeah, one thing that earthing does is it balances out, sort of brings it back to a normal level. Is a stress hormone called cortisol, and so when you're earthed, that brings back the cortisol to a normal level, a balanced level. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I've only picked two doctors out, but there are a lot of, and another pretty famous doctor is Dr. McCullough. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's been into sort of like, you know, he's a MD, like this woman. She's a medical doctor. So it's not, I'm not talking about, you know, naturopathic doctors or alternative medicine doctors. What I'm talking about is even, you know, medical doctors are pretty much raving about this. When they get into earthing and grounding, they love it. They can't say enough about it. So I'll leave the links below in the description. Now, also, guys, if you can hit that subscribe button. You could also, you know, donate to my. I've got a Patreon account. You can donate to my cryptocurrencies. I've got a whole bunch of cryptocurrencies. But if you can't do any of that, I realize, you know, people can be, you know, strapped. You know, things are tight with finances. A lot of people. If you can't do any of that, just hit that subscribe button, because I've got a lot more coming up. Also, guys, if you are wanting to keep your family safe, your loved ones safe, yourself safe, I've got a link to self-defense training company, which I think is the best self-defense system in the world. And it's very effective, and So I've got the links below to that